Hey guys and girls, how's everybody this evening? I'm getting ready to go fishing. I'm going to head on out and get on out here and try to catch a few fish. We've got our birthday coming up here pretty quickly. Jamie's birthday, my son Jamie's birthday, is the 25th, July 25. Chris's is July 27. Mine's not until July 28th. Now, does that mean that they're older than I am, since they'll have a birthday before me? I wish. But anyway, I thought that I would visit with you just a little bit this evening about Chris and kind of give you a little bit of an update. She's doing good. I just spent 5 days with her, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we had a great time. We just actually had a wonderful time. She's still a handful to take care of, no doubt about that. She's in that wheelchair or sitting in a chair or in bed. I mean, that's it. That's exactly where she is. And you still have to get up, take her to the bathroom a couple times in the middle of the night. It's a real thrill. And but she's getting stronger. When I get her up off the edge of the bed or up off a chair or out of the wheelchair, she's pretty much standing up on her own. I think that she could actually stand up on her own if she had her little Hemi beside her and could stand up, because her left arm is strong, her left leg is strong, and both of those are actually getting really stronger every single day. And I believe that she can get up on her own. Now, I'm still helping her a little bit, but just barely. A lot of times I just don't put hardly any effort at all into it. Of course, obviously we don't want her to fall. She's scared to death of falling, and that's understandable. But she's getting stronger. She took a few steps last week in Tulsa. She's got rehab Wednesday and Thursday of this week, and then I think the next 3 weeks, I think it's 3 days a week, like Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, depends on which day it is. But she's got really great rehab coming this next week, and I suspect that this month is going to make a huge difference in her life. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, because y'all have been just so gracious of sharing your stories with us about strokes in your family. Some of them you've had yourself, but family members, and how they fought through it and recovered after a few months of time. And we're 13 weeks into this. That's a fourth of a year. Yesterday was 13 weeks. She had that April 5, and yesterday was July 5. It's 3 months. That's a fourth of a year, 25% of the year. And we think in quarters in television. 13 weeks is a quarter. That's a quarter of a year. We think television, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Well, this is the first quarter since she's had that stroke. And she's come a long way. I mean, she's really come a long way. Her talking is getting better and better. She still says a lot of things that you don't understand. She still has a hard time searching for certain words, and she gets so frustrated when she does that, and a lot of it. But then she'll throw 3 or 4 or 5 sentences together that's perfect. So it's getting better. It's getting better. They don't do any more brain scans after that initial one, because they're not going to be able to do anything. So there's just no need to do it. And so 13 weeks, there still could be swelling there. There's obviously a lot of blood still there. Maybe some of that blood's going to dissipate over time, and that's why there's just no timetable on any of these type stuff. But God is healing Chris. But the one thing that I want to talk about and just share with you, because some of y'all are going to have to go through situations like Chris and I have, and this is a life-altering situation. Our lives were changed in a heartbeat, April 5. My life and Sherry's life, and mostly Chris's. And Jack, obviously Sherry's husband, the entire family. Their lives were changed, but nobody's was changed like Chris's has changed. And sure, Sherry's put her life on hold. I'm still working and doing videos and doing television shows and making personal appearances and doing a lot, but I also spend a tremendous amount of time with Chris, and I will continue to do that. And I just spent 5 days with her, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a tremendous, tremendous blessing. And but the one thing that we haven't talked about, I just want to visit with you about a little bit, because like I said, a lot of you or family members, or maybe you yourself, are probably going to have to go through something like this, because strokes, aneurysms, things like this are not rare occurrences. They happen in a lot of families, and it happened in our family. And you know, Chris had only spent 2 days in the hospital in her life, and both of those days she was having a baby. So those were joyous occasions, and obviously this one was not. But the one thing we haven't talked about is, you know, there's a lot of pain that happens in these kind of situations. Obviously physical devastation, but the emotional and spiritual change in your life is dramatic. I mean, dramatic. Chris has handled this emotionally unbelievably. I mean, I don't know what I can say about this. You know, I've cried a lot more tears than I've seen her cry. That's certainly for sure. And she's probably cried a lot that I haven't seen her, and I know my daughter Sherry has too. And sometimes they're sitting talking to each other, and both of them are crying, and it obviously breaks my heart when that happens. But when I first brought her home after, I don't know, 8 or 9 weeks in the hospital, when I first brought her home and put her to bed that night, she looked up at me and she said, "Honey, I am so sorry." And of course I told her, "Baby doll, it's not your fault. It didn't anything you done. This just happens. It's an illness. It's a sickness. It was something that was that we couldn't prevent." But you think about the emotional strain on her, that she had waited 8 weeks with that thought in her mind to tell me that, and it just broke my heart to hear her say it. And when I left Monday, yesterday, when I left Sherry's house, after being with her for 5 days, for the first time, she broke down and cried. And it was like ripping my heart out to see her cry. Probably was good for her, killed me, but it's such a huge, damaging blow from an emotional standpoint, and yet she's handling it like a champion. She's handling it like a champion fisherman that she was, and I just want to tell you that I really believe that the positive attitude that we have, the complete 100% full faith in God, is what's got her through this emotionally as well as it has. 13 weeks is a quarter of a year. It's a long time. It seems like it's been an eternity, yet it's gone by in a heartbeat. And without God, I don't know how she could have made it through this emotionally. Spiritually, she's strong, even though she hadn't been to church since Easter Sunday. And I know it's not going to have to wait till Christmas before she goes again. She's not one of those two-timers. She'll be back in church before then. But she's been damaged spiritually because she's not been able to spend time with God like she normally does. She's not been able to spend time in His Word like she normally does. She does listen to some of my devotionals. I'm not saying she listens to all of them. If she does, she doesn't tell me she listens to all of them. But I know she listens to quite a few of them, because she tells me sometimes some of the things I say about her. But let me tell you, you're going to have things go bad in your family life at times. You're going to have situations come up like we're going through now. And if I can tell you anything that would help, it would be strengthen your relationship with your God. Strengthen your relationship with the God that created you. Strengthen that relationship to the point that when something happens, and it happens in every family, you lose. Some of you now are going through the exact same thing, strokes, aneurysms. Some of you right now, I know that, in your family and in your person, because you've told me that. Some of you have lost wives recently. Some of you have lost husbands. Some of you have lost boyfriends, girlfriends. Some of you have lost sons and daughters. You share that with me. And that's just part of life. But that's exactly why. It's exactly why God wanted you to have that relationship with Him, so He could hold you, so He could take your hand, so He could give His supernatural strength to you when times like this come up, because they will. They will in every family. Chris and I have been so very blessed. Like I said, she spent 2 nights in the hospital. I spent 1. And obviously my 1 could change in a heartbeat, just like hers did too, the day after Easter, 13 weeks ago, 1/4 of a year ago. Without that supernatural touch of God Almighty on your soul when something like this happens, can I tell you, I don't know how you could get through it. I don't know how I could have got through this. I don't know how Chris could get through it emotionally, except she's got that tight-knit relationship with Jesus Christ. She's going to succeed in this thing physically. She's going to succeed in this trial spiritually. And she is succeeding right now in this battle emotionally. She did break down and cry when I left yesterday. But that's about the only time I've seen her cry. A couple other times, but not much, just a few tears. But can I tell you what God told me? As I left there and I had tears running down my face and driving, and He said, that's good. That's good that she's crying. That's an emotional response that's coming from her brain, that I'm healing. That I'm healing, Jimmy. And so it's good. And so even times when it looks like that it's not good, it looks like that it's something that's just ripping your heart out, God's going to make it good. So if you don't have that personal relationship with Jesus Christ, I can't tell you strong enough, develop that relationship. Because when you need it, God will step right in there and He'll grab a hold of your hand. And He'll carry you like you've never, ever been carried before. Guys and girls, have you a great one out there. My beautiful Chris is going to walk. She's already talking pretty good. She's going to use that right hand, and she's going to be out there helping me catch fish. Right now I'm going to go out there and try to catch a few so we can have a fish fry for her happy birthday party. Just remember, Jesus loves you, and I love you.